we got something pretty cool in the back, so let's take a closer look at it. Yeah. Okay, so in today's video, welcome back to the channel, because we're going to be doing a little bit of a chit chat about a racing wheel. Yep, another one, but this is one that I had for a very long time here in my collection. So this is something you don't see very often. It's actually a Logitech wheel for the Xbox Classic. So when it comes to these racing wheels, so you do have all kinds of different versions now. Logitech released many of them on many platforms, and getting this thing out of the bag, it's the biggest challenge of today. But let's do a quick overview and what are we getting today, because yeah, this thing comes with some really cool features. But let's take a close look at the Logitech racing wheel. So first of all, this thing is quite unique so far I understand over here. I don't really see them very often. Most of them are for the PlayStation. So first of all, when you're going to be looking at, let's say, the design itself, it's just your typical plastic, fantastic racing wheel. But when it comes to Logitech, you can particularly see over here the rotation. It's quite basic, nothing really fancy going on over there, because it's just a basic racing wheel. However, the overall quality, there's not a lot of wiggle when it comes to, let's say, the back over here. That is one of the things I really noticed with many of these devices. So all of the controls will be utilized on the racing wheel. You can see they're having the D-pad and even that white and black button over there, ABXY, and we're having over here the LNR, back and start. So everything is implemented, and the Logitech logo doesn't do anything. There are no shifters, so that's a little bit of a weird situation going on. But there is another thing that is kind of cool. You can already see it over there. It even has its final transformation. You can just slide it out. That is cool. So this thing has some mechanism that you can just slide out. And I think if you're going to be playing this thing on your lap, that is actually possible. So that's kind of cool, these plastics. This is something I have never seen before. And we're using the old school suction knobs. And these things are just great. They're not perfect, but they're great. So when it comes to the pedals, this is going to be like super basic. Yeah, there is nothing much going on over here. Like, this is something that I haven't seen for a very long time at this point. So we just have like these two simple buttons. They did put some effort in to have like different kind of pedals. But when it comes to, let's say, everything else, like the travel, the spring, it's just the same. So this is some really, really basic stuff. Okay, so when it comes to communication of the pedals, yeah, the unfortunate part is, yeah, you can see that this thing already has some wear and tear. And yeah, this is going to be in problem. So we need to put a little bit of tape over it to protect it. But yeah, you can see if you're going to be continue using it, it's highly possible the wires will break and you don't have anything going on. But what is interesting is that the connection over here, let's see what's going on. You can just plug it in. But, you know, this connection is the same like a PlayStation. That makes me wonder, can you actually hook up another set of pedals? Because in the end, so I would say they all do the same. That would be interesting to check out. It has been a very long time I even booted up this device. Let's see if it still works. Okay, the smoke doesn't come out of this thing. Okay, that's good. Okay, boots up. And let's put in some games. Like Outrun. Oh yeah. But if you're going to be connecting your Xbox Classic, you can actually use those HDMI Kaiko devices. So that's the way how we're going to be playing today. We hooked everything up. The LED of the wheel itself is turning on, so that's going to be great. And let's see if this thing is even going to be booting up, or at least I did hear the Xbox logo, but So let's start off with some Outrun. This is going to be all off. Whoa! This thing is super sensitive. Wow. I've been playing with a lot of racing wheels and a lot of crazy dead zone, but this is a lot of fun. But where there are no like actually flippers, we do have buttons at the back, so we can actually play. But oh, this is really amazing. I can tell you that this is really great. Wow. It's unfortunate there's no rumble or any, let's say, force feedback, because this is absolutely amazing how accurate this is. So this is really cool. So I'm really looking forward to check out some other games. So I just wanted to see with Forza and some other cool ones, because we do have the Burnout and many other ones. The pedals are also very well made. I mean, they're not like having any feedback whatsoever, but you know, this is not a problem at all. There we go. Let's do another rift. Woo! Oh! Messing it up, messing it up. Let's get into some racing with Burnout. Okay, let's see how this works. I think this has to do with the game itself, but let's see. This is back. Would be better have the turbo on the wheel itself. But also this seems to be working fine. The game itself just feels less accurate, but I think this has just simply to do with the game itself. Oh, this is such a fun game. Burnout, man. Let me know in the comments, what Burnout did you actually play? Oh, there we go. Woo! Oh yeah, takedown. Turbo boost, there we go. Woohoo! So where this game is so much different when it comes to like the playability of the racing wheel, it's still a lot of fun. Another cool game I always love to play is a rally game. In this case we're going to be having the game Colin McRae 2005. Oh, whoa, man, this is such a different experience. And it's like floating, it's not like even driving anymore. It's kind of interesting because with the Outrun game we had like full control. Like it's an arcade game, but we had like this feeling of full control, but this game is so much different. It's just like, and that's a whole issue, what is this? I have no idea what's going on. Let's see if we can actually mess around with this. Man, this game is quite difficult. It can be me, but I do have the feeling, no, there's not like a really in that zone, but it's just a difficult game. That makes me even wonder more if you're going to be plugging in some Forza to see how this actually works. Nah. I just suck at this game, but it's not like a lot of fun when it comes to playing this rally game. But again, yeah, this is a completely different level. Okay, so let's see what's going on with this particular game. Okay. Whoa, super sensitive. Whoa. So where the previous game where like the Colin McRae was freaking unplayable in my opinion, I think this has to do because of the sensitivity. But the other thing is I also like see some vibration on the wheels, and I mean particularly not driving, but actually when you're going to be having just this idle mode. So there was something, or this thing is a super sensitive. Another thing I also noticed, there is actually a rumble function in this thing. Yeah, there is a rumble function. There we go. Oh, cool. Finally, there is a game that supports this rumble, because Outrun didn't do anything. Oh, man. Let's see, we do have an other mode, so let's see what's going on if you're going to be changing that with the button over here. It's still really sensitive. Let's see, let's turn it back on. It doesn't do anything when it comes to that. But that is absolutely cool that this thing comes with some built-in rumble. So yeah, it's fun. But still, if you're going to be playing this without like force feedback, it's still very strange, because the force feedback is always giving you the perfect, let's say, balance when you can just feel everything in the game. Yeah, the vibration motor is kind of cool. Let's move to another arcade game, and that is going to be, let's put this monitor in the right position by the way. Okay, there we go. But this is going to be a lot of fun, because this is going to be the old school Crash Bandicoot or the Crash Team Racing. Oh, I've played this game so much on the freaking like Switch nowadays. No, that's just jumping. Okay. So far so good, you know. Actually, this is nice. You know, you do notice that this is super sensitive. Let's go with the mode button. Ooh. Yeah, that is a difference. Particularly with this game, I do notice it. But besides that, yeah, playing this is going to be a lot of fun. Old school games. With Xbox, we do need to play Midtown Madness 3. Midtown Madness. The first time I ever played one of these games was on the PC, if I'm recalling it correctly. But Midtown Madness 3 is absolutely one of those cool games that we need to try out. Oh, there are so many games in hand on the Xbox. And I'm also surprised how well it works when it comes to, let's say, everything. I mean, in particular when it comes to the, let's say, the pedals and so, it's like a really cool plug and play. Okay, let's choke out the different modes. That doesn't really matter with this particular game. But, you know, the sensitivity, what normally some of the games is absolutely prominent. I do have this idea, you can see that the overall way this plays is so much different. You can see that I can do a little bit of wiggling, there's a little bit of dead zone, but it doesn't matter what mode you're actually going to be choosing. Just wanted to cruise. Let's go full Carmageddon mode here. Which I think Midtown Madness was one of those very cool games that you can actually use with the racing wheel. So I must say that I'm really surprised how also when it comes to, let's say, the overall experience. I did review a racing wheel a long time ago, but that was more like a Formula 1 racing game, steering wheel, and yeah, this is of course one universal wheel that we can use for all kinds of different games. Really relaxing to just cruise around, you know. But let's go with some crazy taxi. Let's go back to another great arcade classic. These are the games that you're going to be needing to play with a freaking racing wheel. Let's see how this actually going to be working out with this wheel. It can actually be automatically being used like the pedals. So far we can just shift. Okay, we can shift with A and B. But yep, that seems to be working fine. Okay, let's go. Oh, super sensitive. Love it. For this game it's really great, you know. So I think that is one of the things is that you need to pick out which game you actually want to play, you know. It's absolutely a different situation with every game. This game, like the Outrun, this is absolutely a lot of fun. Yo, 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 we gotta move. The Xbox Classic is such an interesting, let's say, console now. There are so many good games when it comes for racing. I'm really surprised. I never really got into it because of the racing wheel situation. I never found one before. And now having one, I think I'm going to be keeping this one because this is really interesting with all of the games like Outrun, Forza and many others like Burnout, you name it. Thank you all for watching. Consider subscribing. Let me know in the comments what you think of a racing wheel for the Xbox Classic. Would you consider picking one up? And it would be great if you subscribe, hit the little bell, and I will see you in the next one.